resolutions and all of those things should be about improving oneself.
Absolutely.
Because everything else comes once you become a better person. Mm-hmm. So instead of asking for physical things like a car or just hopelessly wishing for things, we need to be striving to be a better person so we can make room for those new things that we desire. And that still don't mean they're going to come. What is going on, everyone's? We here and we back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. And thank you to all the followers, everyone who has been supporting the channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, and all that good stuff so we can continue to grow. And once again, thank you. But we're going to go ahead and get into this episode with What You Know Good. So, what you got for him, baby?
All right. First, I want to start off with congratulations to Project Daddy for reaching goals on his YouTube channel.
Shout out to
The Greatest American Alive. If you're interested, just go to
You Are
the little thing on YouTube. Y'all know y'all can search and do The Greatest American Alive. Tell them we sent you. You don't have to tell them all that, but
just support.
To support. So congratulations to you on reaching that big goal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up on What You Know Good. Y'all know last time I left off, I was telling you that I had started To Kill a Mockingbird. I had never read it. And y'all, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. At the time, I did not own it. I had got it from the library, but I need it because I need to reread it because I already started it, but I'm doing a reading journal. And so I'm going to write down like how I felt about the book and all that anyway. But To Kill a Mockingbird was amazing. Beautiful read. For me, I enjoyed it. Was not what I was expecting. And I think I read that very quickly because I wanted to know and I wanted to soak it up. But I will be reading it again in this year. I also read The Color Purple by Alice Walker. The next book I read was In Search of the Color Purple, The Story of an American Masterpiece by Salamisa Tillett. And those are kind of go hand in hand, although In Search of the Color Purple is a newer book. It kind of tells the backstory of how Alice Walker wrote the book. It tells about how Steven Spielberg came about being the director of the movie and how Quincy Jones was involved, how Oprah was involved, which was very interesting because I didn't know that was her big break. And so it just gives more of The Color Purple. Next up, the book that I read is called The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This is a beautiful read because it kind of tells of an old man who dies, and then he has to meet 5 people in heaven, and they all played some role in his life. Maybe he didn't know them, but they were applied in his life somehow, some way. Where he worked and all of this. So that was a good read. I also read a short story, and this was to wrap up the end of the year. And I read this on New Year's Eve. I was sitting there with my phone. My sister had sent it to me a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't read it. But then I was like, I need something to read very quickly because I wasn't going to start a new book, right? And so it's called Heels Like White Elephants by Ernest Hemingway. And I'm going to find the link and I'm going to link it below because I want you to read it and I want to get I want y'all to like tell me what you think about these books and stuff that I am giving you. But it's called Heels Like White Elephants, and it was written in 1927, and it kind of applies to life like today. So interesting. And that's it for all that I read, but I do have 232 books that I want to read. If you're aware of an app called Goodreads, you can go in and you can put all the books that you want to read. You can set a goal for the books that you want to read. And the goal that I set for myself this year, In 2023, I want to read 50 books this year. So last year in 2022, I read 26 official books on my own, not counting what the girls and I read, but 26. So my goal for myself this year is 50 books. All right.
That's a lot of reading.
It's a lot of reading, but I'm gonna get it done. So the last thing on What You Know Good. Happy New Year. I pray you all are blessed for these next 12 months.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for your support, for all the comments, all the likes, all the new subscribers. Just thank you so much. And I pray y'all have a blessed 2023. And that's all I have for What You Know Good.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and keep this thing going or chugging along. So we're going to go ahead and get into the topic. So what it's going to be for today, baby?
Vision boards and resolutions.
All right. So do you have a little reference?
Well, it's a new year. And a lot of times people are going into the new year with, I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to change how I eat, all these things that we want to do. And it's just interesting that we wait until the first day of a new year to try and do something versus starting whenever you have that thought, right?
Right then.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done right there. If you have that thought of, okay, I need to start writing things down. Well, write down that you need to start writing things down, right? Like, I don't know.
I guess it's easier to hope for expectations than to actually strive for expectations.
Because I also think people see, although yesterday was 2022 or
just yesterday,
or
last year
was last year. And so now today it's a new year and it's the new beginning. Like I can start over, but you're not really starting anything over. It's just the year is refreshed.
Ain't nothing stop, ain't nothing restart.
Right.
It all just kept going.
It just keeps going. Like
so with that being said, we can do it at any time. Anytime you choose to make a change in your life, you can do it. Yep. It doesn't have to be next month or tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a definite time that you put on it. It can be right now. We can start making little steps to get to that. And that's another thing is I don't think people we are just hoping for things. Mm-hmm. We're not really putting the thought and the effort into what it's going to take to get there. And that's why I believe a lot of times resolutions and vision boards just are going to win because we're not understanding what it's going to take to get to those visions.
I remember one year we did it. We did it with the girls.
Yeah.
And I hung that thing up on the wall.
And we ain't getting none of that.
I didn't get anything done, but
it wasn't productive.
No. How anal I am. That thing was sitting on that wall. I think yours was on the wall and mine was on the wall. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with the aesthetic of this room. And it was bothering me because it wasn't pretty. It was just pictures on a freaking poster board. And it was just up there. And it's like, this is hideous.
I don't understand why we feel like it's a good idea to cut out pictures.
I wasted my $1 because I had got the pack of it's 4, and we're
going to go get magazines, and we're putting all this effort into.
I think we had went to Half Price Books and bought like the magazines were like 50 cents or something.
That's what I'm saying. We bought all that stuff for nothing. It was a fun activity with the girls.
Absolutely.
But other than that, it had no real meaning to it because it was just things that we hoped for. It wasn't even real goals. It was like, can we get this, please?
That's what it was. And so I remember, mind y'all, this was like 3 years ago. And I remember putting on the vision board some type of SUV, right? But in order to get a new vehicle, you have to work towards that. You have to, money-wise, you're just not going to the lot and be like, hey, I want that because it's on my vision board, right? So things like had to be like obtainable. I think on the girls, of course, the little girls, so they didn't know like the thing, but it was like, I want to go to Paris.
It was just fun to them.
In order to, but like I'm using them because in order to go to Paris, that's something that you need to plan today if you wanted to. You get what I'm saying? Like it's all about planning and mindset.
Yeah.
Saving. Or how are you going to?
It's really resolutions and all of those things should be about improving oneself.
Absolutely.
Because everything else comes once you become a better person. Mm-hmm. So instead of asking for physical things like a car or even putting a car on a poster or just hopelessly wishing for things, we need to be striving to be a better person so we can make room for those new things that we desire.
Yeah, and I also think,
and that still don't mean they're gonna come.
I also think it's like taking care of what you have now.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I think we take for granted what we have, and then we say, "Oh, it's a new beginning." You know, it's a fresh start. Mm-hmm. I get to start over.
I deserve this in my new start.
Right. And then you forget about everything else that you have that you have to take care of. Yeah. I guess I'm just speaking from experience. I don't know your story or whatever, but I know that for me, I have been the person to, okay, it's January 1st, right? And I'm going to do this because I'm going to tell y'all this. Today, what is it? Monday, January 2nd, I'm working out.
Huh. But, today, right now,
but not
after this.
I'm not doing it after this.
That's what we talking about.
But it was
take action.
It was something that was on my mind. I was like, I'll just start it because I was on vacation. I still am on vacation. We have another week off, and I was just like, I'm not gonna start.
How long vacation lasts?
Man, it's been about a month. It's been about a good old month. I ain't gonna hold you. We starting back January 9th.
All right.
But
she told y'all. So on January 9th, we expect to be starting back up.
And here's how I know, because I wrote it down.
Absolutely.
I know that that's the goal, right?
You got the vision and you made it plain.
I know that, right? I wrote it down. I know that, just for example, right? So I have notepads.
Several.
I have
50-11.
I have notepads. I have notebooks. I have sheets of paper. I write on the back of envelopes. There could be a piece of paper, a napkin. I'm writing
on
something. And I'll be like, I wrote it down. I don't like using my phone. I know a lot of people do like using their phone. Like, I have the budget.
That is a different experience, typing it in your phone.
Because I don't remember.
Yeah.
When I write it, I know that I wrote it down. I have the budget set up. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I wrote it down. I wrote our school schedule down, and I know exactly what we're going to study and how we're going to study it. And so that one of my goals was like, okay, we're going to get this done in 3 weeks. So for me, I have to write it down. Some people do need a visual, like I guess a picture.
I need a visual. I
need visual words.
Yeah.
But I don't need a picture. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
I'm saying some people might need to see somebody else doing it in a picture and say,
Understood.
Hey, I'm gonna work out because she looks so good working. Now, I don't know. Because I be going through YouTube, and the person that they
be looking good working out.
I'm like, okay.
Come on, let's go. Let's get it.
I'm ready. We'll get it done. I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all gonna see me slim in the face.
Oh, and thick in the waist. You feel me?
No. Okay. So I had this interesting question, because we're talking about goals and vision boards and resolutions, and a lot of people don't set resolutions. But what if you do not reach your goals by the end of the year? Do you let what you didn't make?
So, first off, these are annual goals.
That's what I'm saying. You see my point?
when exactly are the goals to be set?
That's what I'm saying.
What's the duration?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
So that's my point. Because
So-
because I'm gonna explain because on the first, people are like, okay, I'm gonna get this done.
So technically, if they do it on that first day, that's goal met.
So what do you do for the next 12
Man,
months?
people that simple for
11
real.
months.
You good. You ain't got to worry about it no more.
And then what I had also thought about when I thought about this, 1 year is a short-term goal. It's a short-term.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's short-term.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years is something long-term because that's what they like when you're.
Well, I would say 6 months would be a short-term goal.
Year is still short.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a lot done. You can get a lot done in 6 months.
You can get a lot done in a month.
You can, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
It's about mindset,
Yeah, exactly. It's about discipline.
discipline, consistency, and that goes back. Not really goes back to, but is my point valid? That I wrote that down because the consistency is like I wanted to do it, but I ain't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
So I ain't do it.
Yeah.
And when nobody,
And that goes into motivation.
Yeah.
And I feel like this. I would rather have discipline than motivation because motivation is like feelings. They ever changing. So your emotions are ever changing. So yeah.
yeah, consistency, being consistent in something, and they say that. In order to have a habit, you do it for 21 days, right? They say that, and I've done it. I've broken habits or I've started something and I did it. But then eventually I did slip away from it. And it was like, you know what? Forget consistency. This is comfortable for me right now.
Yeah.
And so that was like a learning lesson, I think, for me. But it didn't take me to do a vision board or to say a resolution. It was a thing of, okay, I know I need to do this.
Discipline.
Because people are saying, hey, I like what you're doing. So that's kind of motivating as well.
Yeah.
But it's also about.
But there's a lot more times when people aren't cheering you on.
Yeah,
what do you rely on in those times?
You got to cheer yourself on. You have to, you have to determine what the goal is that you want. What are you trying to pursue for yourself or
And
for
what
your
it's gonna
family
take.
or what is it going to take if you do this or how is it going to go? And it was interesting, but also in that, although we had took some time off, I still feel like we reached goals that
we haven't even
had, right.
Yeah. Just putting in work.
Right.
Head down.
Like, even though you didn't see us like every Monday or you didn't hear us every Monday, there was still some type of growth.
Absolutely.
With Is My Point Valid? There was still some type of growth with homeschooling with Camille. There's still some
or
type
even on the back end with us personally.
Yeah,
So.
because you still have to talk about, okay, this or that. And then also understanding as, I don't know, as you grow, as we are growing with our YouTube world, what the boundaries of it, right? So that's a goal to set, okay, I'll only read these amount of comments and then I ain't fooling with the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
Or
And learning how to delete, that's been one of my things too. I've been learning that because I used to just accept all comments as they come, but whether I realize it or not, they affect certain things.
Yeah.
And I need positive energy.
Yeah.
So
because when you if you're indulge in negativity, that's what you get. And
Absolutely.
I think that's what a lot of people are going. That's why a lot of people look forward to the new year because it's something new. It's something positive happened. I was just with my family or we had a good time.
It's
and I'm
like,
gonna keep that same energy. And then something happened the next day and it's like, man. But that's life.
It's like that person who thinks just because they move to a new place, everything is going to be different. But no,
For some
you are
people,
still
it is
you.
different. You are still you.
You are still you.
But some people,
if you were the problem originally, you are not going to stop being the problem when you change your environment.
and that might be why. I always see what you say when you say it, but I also see what some people are moving away because they're like it's
They're stuck.
the clean
I understand.
slate. I get it.
Yeah, I understand that too.
But I think I started a clean slate with myself in December. So I was still in 2022, and you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, well, this is what I need to do because for me, I felt like I failed in some things, and it was like, okay, and so that's what got me down in the dumps. And so when you feel like you failed,
Yeah.
you don't want to approach a goal. You don't want to have at it and have a ball. Your mindset, right? Your mindset.
You
Yeah.
knocked down.
And so I think that's why people do the vision boards, but they're not sticking with them because something happens, right?
There are always variables. So there's no one
Nothing
way.
goes as
There's no
planned.
one street to any destination.
Mm-hmm.
So
like if something negative happens, I think it's supposed to. Well, of course, it's supposed to happen because
life is about hurdles.
You gotta struggle.
You got to learn how to exercise so you can hit them hurdles that life's gonna throw at you because they coming.
So should what you write as a goal or what you put on a vision board or whatever resolution, should it only be attainable? Like, I don't know if we answered that question. Should it only be attainable in the year that you did it, or should that goal continue until you reach it?
I feel like you should have multiple tiers of goals. So 6 month, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. That should be the mindset of us as people when it comes to goals, because there's certain things that we can achieve in a certain amount of time, and we know this, or we should know this, and we need to stop playing ourselves like we don't, because realistically, if we're real with ourselves, we know what can be done in a year. And if we achieve more than that, then that's a plus.
Yes.
But we already know that this can be achieved.
Yes.
Based on what we've done before.
Right. Yeah. If I think I know what you're talking about, but absolutely. If you've done something before and then
you know how you are.
Right.
So we should know what can be done in what amount of time.
Right.
Yeah. Statistics of your own life will give you the blueprint to where you need to be going.
Yep. And then some people need help too, also on what to do and all of that.
Yeah, talk to God.
Yep.
He got your back.
Do you want to share a goal that you have set for yourself? If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I do. I need to read more. And when you said them 50 books, I'm like, ooh, Lord, Lord. I have a book that is, I think it's 12 chapters. Mm-hmm. So I do starting Monday. I want to read this book in 12 days.
Okay, I was gonna be funny and be like, you can read a chapter a month.
A month, a chapter a month. Okay.
No, do it 12 days.
No. But hey, don't be talking like that, man. I'll be reading one book all year. No. That's my New Year's resolution, to read one book.
Please. Oh, God, doggy.
No, but 12 days, 12 chapters, I think that's attainable for me. I just got to stay focused and make it happen. Carve out the time, because a lot of times we be like, we don't have the time, but we have the time. We just wasting time on the wrong things.
Yep.
Yeah. So once you figure out that you need to prioritize, then things get a little bit easier. You can't be all over the place, because I'm one to be all over the place, and we're really men. We're really men. But anyway, What else we got?
Am I sharing a goal? I don't know, because I have so many goals written down. I think the biggest goal that is going to be like the both of us is our budget. It's not even our budget situation. It's a savings challenge that I did.
And we just might come to y'all with an episode of how we're doing and what we're doing. So y'all might want to stay tuned for that.
Because I was looking on YouTube and I ain't seen nobody do this.
That's what I'm saying. We gonna be the first one. The Stacker family originators.
I was looking, I ain't seen nobody do it. But the one that the goal that I do want to do with money, this is with money, is it's, I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but it's called the $27.40 a day challenge. And what this is you take $27.40 from your paycheck every day. So that's 7 days. But basically at the end of the week on Saturday, you will have $192 that you will take from what you made and put it into your savings, or you take it out the bank and then you put it into an envelope. Well, basically, if you do this for 56 weeks until...
Now, 56 weeks is how many weeks is in a year? For the people who don't know, that's where she's getting the 56 weeks from.
You will have roughly about...
Message.
$10,000 saved. So that's not the challenge that we accepted, because ours is a little bit lower than that.
Yeah, we got to work within our budget.
Right. So it's about budgeting, but I just thought that was interesting. Another goal that I am wanting to succeed at is making sure that me and the girls go outside every day. Like even when it's raining, rain boots on, raincoat on, let's go out and play in some puddles or do something like that. So that's a goal, to go outside every day. And one of the goals was like do it for 1,000 hours, like for the whole year. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and get out there and be out there. We going kind of, we had moved from the table to the rug, and now we're probably gonna be like going outside more. So that's one of my
shout out to you and your goals.
Yeah, I got a lot more, but I'm not gonna share all that with you.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on and moving. But yeah, we're gonna keep it on and moving with on this day.
Oh, hold on. Wait, tell the people if y'all got some goals and what y'all want to do.
I'm sorry.
Tell us in the... Got
all happy.
You did. Tell us in the comments below. Tell us what you want to do in 2023. Did you set it in 2022? Do you feel that this is a new start? Well, tell us.
Do you feel like vision boards are a complete waste of time?
And resolutions. Do you not set goals? Do you just do you, boo?
Ha, boo, 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 boo. No, but yeah.
Yep, that's it. I just wanted y'all to write all that in the comments. Okay.
All right, all that, yeah. But we're going to hit them in the head with on this day in Black history. So today is January 2nd. So in January 2nd, in 1965, Martin Luther King starts the historic voters registration drive in Selma, Alabama, in opposition of discrimination voting laws meant to block blacks from voting in Southern town. That was on this day in Black history. So before we get out of here, we want to say thank you once again to all the subscribers, everyone who supports our channel. Thank you. And we're going to see y'all next week. So like always, peace, love, and soul, like Soul Train, baby.